Hey, from the bird. We're going to Whitby.
So me and June are going to check on the progress. It's about day 7 for the ciders. They've gotten the shop done, the lower half of the house done, and hopefully they'll be wrapping up the top half by the time we get there. Baby's finally sleeping after he screamed for like an hour and a half.
And
That was terrible.
also that was sad too.
It was torture.
Also, I'm sad about him always crying. Those are so cute. I want to buy some, dear.
You want to buy a deer?
No, not real ones. Just pretend one.
Looks so good. You're so cute. So I went to get the drone and the drone is dead. Wah wah. Thanks, Jordan. I really appreciate it. That's like the whole reason I drove out here with an infant and our daughter. But yeah, I forgive you. But do you forgive him, Heath? No, that's a no. So yeah, we couldn't drone and June fell down and got completely muddy.
Last property today. In my underwear.
In your underwear?
2 seconds later.
It's okay, it's just a little bit of mud. So I'd say today is kind of a bust. But we got to see a little bit of the progress, so I guess there's a positive in that.
So if it looks like I'm leaning a little bit, it's because my back's a little kinked because I slept in the doghouse last night. Yeah, that's right. I sent Anna out to Whitby to get some drone footage of the progress going on, and the drone was dead. So I got in a little bit of trouble. I won't let that happen again. I'm gonna pull over in here. But we had a little bit of an issue. If you remember the last video, we had a leak in the roof, and I was looking for plumbing leaks because the plumber had everything on test, and typically if you have a leaky waste pipe or a vent, you're gonna see a puddle. And we ended up finding a puddle, but it wasn't from that. It was from the snow, or the snow melt. As it was melting, you know, it accumulated in that dead valley and it didn't drain away quick enough, and so it ended up rolling back behind the vapor barrier and then down behind the waterproof deck membrane where it comes up on the wall, and went down in there, and it ended up getting into Hank's room. To alleviate that, my ciders, I wasn't out there, but my cider sent me this video here. I can throw it up on the screen. As you can see, it's draining right now. What they did was, in this photo here, you can see this whole side and this whole flashing and cap here, all that was shimmed up. I'd say is shimmed up about 1.5 to 2 inches total. and now it drains away from that dead valley. So if you can see in the video, when you dump water, it drains. And if it were to pool, the corner is done in a way now that the water has nowhere to go, so it'll just sit there. The water is going to follow the path of least resistance, and that path is draining away now. We should have accommodated for that slope, because the roofers, they just come and they just roof over what's there. We could have built up, it's called a cricket, so it'd basically be like a triangular, like 90-degree hip on that corner, like a mini hip, so that as water hits it, it pushes it away. But would have looked really bad. This looks way cleaner, and all we had to do was shim it up about 1.5 to 2 inches, and it alleviated the problem. So it would have been a huge problem if we wouldn't have caught it right then and there, because the siders were gonna, because you got the flashing coming up the wall flashing for the metal roofing, and then the siding goes right over the top of that. So if they would have sided all that and then we would have had a leak, we had to rip all that off, and it would have been a total pain in the butt. So the fact that we caught it right then was actually pretty wild. The timing was pretty wild. So the last I talked to the siders, they're about done. So he was gonna send me some pictures here in a minute. Oh, he actually did send me pictures. Okay. So he says we are done. Boom, baby.